Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be going over some of my home improvement clients and the exact kind of results that they're generating, just to give you a bit more confidence in terms of hiring me to do your own home improvement Facebook and Instagram ads. And I'm just going to go into detail exactly what I do, the results, and ultimately how this can help you get similar, if not better, results. So, what I've been doing is for the past, I believe, 3 years now, I've been running Facebook and Instagram ads for home improvement business owners. So, this is specifically for bathroom renovation, kitchen renovation, roofing, also power cleaning, anything to do with your customer's home. That is what I've been helping these series of clients, which I'm going to show you the results in a moment. That's what I've been helping them do. So I create the advertisement, I can also create the landing page. And the platform that I'm using is Meta for the Facebook and Instagram advertising. I also use Go High Level. I've been using Go High Level for the past 6 years now, and I'm a complete expert. I know Go High Level from back to front, and I set up a landing page, a custom dedicated landing page specifically for the campaign that we're going to be running. And also, that includes emails, SMS, that includes notifications to you so that you know when a new lead has come through. And I'm going to go into great detail in this video. So let me get straight into it. So, this client is going to be SES Renovations. Most of these clients are in Scotland. However, this will work for if you are wherever you are in the UK, US, Europe. So this will work for you. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the stats for this particular month. As I'm recording this video, it is the 29th of May. So here you're going to get a bit of detail. These are the two campaigns that I've set up. This is the cost per lead over here. This is the cost per lead. This one is mainly for a testing audience. So what I always like to do is I start off with a conversion campaign specifically for lead. This is just spending a £12 per day advertising budget. And then you can see over here, we've got 9 total advertisements in this campaign. And the cost per lead is really, really good at £33. So you can see we have a mixture of video ads and we also have a mixture of image ads. I'm not going to go into the ads just for the purpose of privacy for the client. But what I am going to do is I'm going to show you the results, and you're going to be able to see we have a £25 cost per lead, £43 cost per lead over here. Now, if you're wondering which works best, video or image, I would recommend that you do both. And what makes this advertisement great for this particular client is we also have videos of testimonials, and that's really powerful in the home improvement industry where you do a testimonial of the actual work that you have done for a client. So we have image ads over here, and so in this campaign we have 10, and this particular service we are promoting is for landscaping, as you can see over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a bit more detail as to what we do. So you can see here that whenever I'm creating a campaign, I usually like to set up 5 to 10 ads, and I specifically focus on broad targeting. Now, in the instance that the lead quality isn't good, then I will switch over to interest based targeting. But 9 times out of 10, I always start with broad targeting because that's usually enough in order to generate good quality leads for you. So you've seen in terms of the ads, this is the setup, this is what I do. Now let me transition into the Go High Level account. So this is what I use for all clients. Go High Level. Let me go to this particular client, SCS Renovation, and let me just go into detail exactly what I can do for you. So if we go over to the opportunities, so the first thing is we create a pipeline. So you can see every single lead goes through this pipeline so that there's structure, so that there's organization, so that you know exactly which stage of the pipeline each lead is. So you can see over here that these leads have been quoted, these leads have been lost, so that we know which leads have converted and which leads haven't converted over here. So whenever a new lead has been generated, they always go through this pipeline. And then let me just go to automations. So for each and every single client that I'm going to show you in this video, number one, I set up conversion API. Now I set up conversion API not just based on website traffic. I also set conversion API for every single home improvement business in terms of their pipeline stage. So let me just explain very briefly. Most of the time when you're running ads, you're targeting website visitors and leads. What I do that's slightly different and also an improvement is you're not just going to be tracking leads, you're also going to be tracking purchases, and also you're going to be tracking when someone has booked an appointment, or when a quote has been sent. So as you can see here, we're not just target tracking leads through the conversion API, we're also tracking purchases. So what this means is if we go back to the pipeline, whenever a lead whenever a job has been booked in this particular pipeline stage, so let's just say for example this lead over here booked a job, for example. Obviously I'm not going to do that because it's going to activate the actual trigger, but whenever any one of these leads books a job, that's going to send the data back to Meta, and it's also going to include the purchase value. So you're not just going to be able to track the lead information, you're also going to be able to track the purchase value of that particular job. That's going to be sent back to Meta, which is going to better improve your performance. So that's very briefly exactly how the conversion API works. It works not just through website visitors, it also works through the pipeline stages. And with each pipeline stage, specifically the main ones, which is going to be when a quote has been sent or an appointment has been booked, and also when a purchase has been made in terms of the job has actually been booked in the client's calendar, then this will ultimately trigger, and that data is going to be sent back to Meta, improving your advertising performance. And of course, once the conversion API has been sorted, I will also create automations over here, sending reminders. Yeah, so here's the automation over here. And in this automation, it adds them to the pipeline. Also, I'm not going to go into it just for privacy reason. You're going to receive internal notifications. That's emails, SMS, notifications, and also an email being sent to the actual customer, the lead, confirming and thanking them for filling out the information. You get the idea. And then, yeah, so that's basically from a go high level side. Now let me transition into the actual landing page. So these are the landing pages that I've designed for quite a few clients. So this is the landing page that I've designed for this particular client. So you can see here, this is the landing page that we're currently using for this particular campaign. So for this campaign over here, this is the landing page that I built. It's a custom landing page dedicated for this campaign. So the landing pages that I built for all clients is specifically for the campaign that I'm going to be running. As you can see, we've got videos, we've got testimonials, we've got the services that they provide, and we've got why they should choose this particular business. We have how it works, etc. You get the idea. Now, since I've been doing this for the past 3 years, I know exactly what works in terms of the landing page structure, because that's one thing you're going to be noticing from the landing page that I create for clients. Now, moving forward. So when somebody clicks on the ad, they go to this landing page on Meta, and as you can see, we ask a series of questions over here in order to get the maximum amount of information as we can. And also this acts as a lead filtering system or lead qualification, so that we know that they are the right fit for this particular client. So you can see they go through the steps, and then they put in their name, email, phone number, and for this particular client we ask them to confirm their phone number. And then once they click on done, I'm not going to do this because it's going to actually send across the lead information. Then they're going to go to the thank you page, which is going to be this thank you page over here. And then if we come over here, you can see that the meta pixel is working on the page over here. Now, the lead conversion event, if you remember, is going to be triggered through the conversion API, like I showed you before. So that's for this particular client. And that landing page is basically generic. So let me just come over here. Perfect. So you can see with this particular landing page, this is a landing page that is dedicated for selling one particular service, which is going to be for landscaping. So I don't just design landing pages to do with multiple different services. So for example, landscaping, full renovations, and also home extension. I can also create landing pages focusing on one particular service. In this case, it's going to be landscaping. And we're just going to be focusing on the different benefits of the landscaping service that this particular client provides. And of course, what I will do is I customize the questions inside of the lead form specifically to do with the landscaping service. So you can see over here that these questions over here is generic in terms of the overall different types of services that this client provides. And you can see these questions is very specific just for one service, which is going to be for the landscaping. You get the idea. So that's that client done. Let me move on to another client because I have plenty of examples to show you over here. So let me just go to, this is another client that they've been doing really well. And I believe this client, they are currently promoting media walls, which is something very popular. So for this particular campaign, we're going to be focusing on selling media walls and also selling loft conversion. And as you can see, when I come over here and I go to this month, this is the data that we're looking for. And you can see that the stats over here are even better in comparison to the previous ad account. So the previous campaign. So you can see, like before, we focus on images and we focus on videos. That's what I've seen to be very effective. And in this case, the video over here, the testimonial is doing really well with a very low cost per lead. Now, I do understand it's only one lead, but you can also see that the image over here, the static, is also doing really, really well. And then if we move on to the loft conversion, I feel like loft conversion in general, based on the data, does really, really well. So if you are wanting to promote any loft conversion services, they do really well in terms of paid advertising. So again, we have images and we have videos. I always like to do a mixture of both. Now let me transition into the landing page, which the landing page should be this one, I believe. And just like the previous client, this is a custom built landing page for this client. As you can see over here, we've got testimonials. And like I was saying in the previous landing page, you can start to see that each landing page follows a specific landing page structure. And this is the structure that I usually follow that works really, really well. And looking at the data, you can see how well it performs. And just like with the previous landing page, we always ask pre-qualification questions to make sure that we get the best quality lead in and we get the information that you're going to need in order to have a successful conversation with the lead, converting them into a customer. So that's that campaign done. And then the next one we'll move on to, this one is a recent campaign that I just started this week actually. And you can see that looking at the stats, it's off to a very good start with 2 leads generated so far with a cost per lead of £4.82. So that's really, really good to begin with. And then we come over here, and then with this particular campaign, you can see we've got 15 ads in total. So we've got a mixture of images, we've got a mixture of videos, we've got testimonials, we've got 15% offers, just a variety of things, because when you're running ads, you don't really know what's going to perform the best. And then what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to see if I can find the landing page. Here we go. This is the landing page over here, and everything is all done in Go High Level, including the domain is purchased in Go High Level. And I try my very best to keep everything under one roof. And you can see the reason why this video is set up this way is because the video is done as a vertical. But of course, if we click on here, you're going to be able to zoom in. So, yep. And as you can see, it follows a very similar structure with all my landing pages. And then with this one though, because the client has lots of images, I try my best to add some images, some before, some after. And then just like before, they click on this and then they're going to get the opportunity to ask certain questions. Now, if you want me to customize this and tailor this to questions that you want to ask, please let me know and I can 100% do that for you. That would be absolutely no problem over here. And of course, if you're based in the US, I'm going to change postcode to zip code so you don't have to worry about, certain words and phrases being changed from English UK to English US. So let me just go over another example. So let me just come over here. Um, let's just go past and present roofing. That's one. Let me just come over here. This is a campaign that I'm running. However, I didn't design the landing page. So this is a good example if you are selling anything to do with grants, any government grants that you're selling. This is any government grant or anything along those lines that you're selling, and those kind of offers do really well. So if you've got an offer like that, then of course, just like before, we've got images, we've got videos, we've got a variety of things running, and you can see the results over here. But I didn't create the landing page for this because the landing page was already created by the client. So the only thing that I did here was I decided to set up the campaign. Now this is another client where I didn't create the landing page. However, I've set up the campaign. And as you can see here, it's off to a really good start with a £20 cost per lead, 2 leads so far. So this is another campaign that I just started this week as well. And you can see we've got 17 ads, which is a lot. So I like to test as many ads as I can, especially after the Adrenema update. I want to make sure that we don't miss any creatives that has the opportunity to really lower the cost per lead. So this just recently started, off to a great start. So that's basically great. This is Easy Love Stories. So this is another campaign over here, focusing on loft conversion. Currently the ad is paused because the client has gone away. So if you do decide that you want to go away, I can pause the advertisement whenever you want, and we can also turn the advertisement back on when you've basically returned. But so when the campaign was running, as you can see, it's generated 3 leads over here, focusing on loft conversion, and then we got 12 ads, videos, images, testimonials, and then I'm not too sure if I have the link to this particular one. Easy loft conversion. Okay, so this is the landing page for Easy Loft Conversion. As you can see, it's very sleek, it's very, eye-catching, and you probably know I follow the same landing page structure. With this particular client, they've got loads of testimonials. So whenever you have a benefit like having lots of testimonials, as you can see, they've got 630 testimonials. That is a great opportunity for me to showcase those testimonials to really try to sell the service. Now for this one, we have befores, we have afters, we have befores, we have afters. That image obviously needs to load. And then, so this is what I've done for loft conversion for this particular client. As you can see over here, I've built this, and I built all of this through Go High Level. And then, of course, you can click on over here, and then you can go through the series of questions, as you can see over here. So that is basically it. The only other one that I would like to show you is this is a client that has unfortunately left, but this is a landing page that we developed specifically for this client. This landing page was incredibly successful, generating a cost per lead of £5. And this is the landing page that I designed for this client. So again, if you want to sell one particular kind of service, in this case media walls, I can 100% do that. And this landing page was generating leads for like £5, sometimes £2 and 92 pence. It was incredibly successful. So yeah, so again, you can see that each of the pre-qualification questions is customized to the service that you want to sell for your home improvement business. And yeah, so that's everything. If you've got any questions, let me know. Other than that, thank you.